Hey guys, so as you can see in the pictures, I have actually managed to recap my getaway, Williams getaway pinball machine, power driver board. As you can see, the C2 capacitor just there, if it can focus, that was the one that was leaking, and it had a bit of damage to the transistor there next to it. As you see in the pictures, I took all that out. Sanded the solder mask all the way back to the copper trace, and also cleaned up the resistor legs as well. Yes, they've all been fully cleaned, and then new solder mask applied with the UV torch, which my friend lent me, Gav. So well happy with that. So that is now repaired. So this capacitor is replaced, this one, they've all been done. But my biggest fear was these huge snapping capacitors. There's 5 of them. There's 1 there, 4 over here. And I desoldered one of the originals and then kind of bottled it and soldered it back up and put it back in and played it. But yeah, I contacted my mate, said, look, if it goes wrong, I can help put it right. So I was just really careful, took my time, desoldered using the desoldering gun, and then heated the caps across both pins with the soldering iron to heat them up as I was gently levering them out, and that worked just fine. So no damaged traces, no damaged little eyelets that the connector tabs go into, solder pads, sorry. Yeah, so absolutely made up that I've managed to do this without any damage. I've also done the soundboard. So 2 caps there. They're not snapping caps. They are regular caps with I've hot glued them in just to keep them secure. And then we've got other little capacitors down there. We've got these axial ones. Yeah, so all replaced, this one here, all done. Fliptronics board, capacitor there, capacitor here on for the beacon, that's been done. So the only ones that haven't been done is the DMD driver, and that's because these are obsolete. I did get some that were radial, and I did think about chopping the legs here and then soldering the new radial cap in, hot gluing it in, and then soldering the leads on each end. But I didn't want it to look really messy, and to be honest, the DMD works absolutely fine. So I'm tempted just to leave that alone, and with the vision of one day upgrading it to a colour DMD anyway. And if I do the colour DMD, I just need the 12 volts from down here. I don't need to worry about this at all. This will just be, no high voltage will be needed. But what I did do with this board is, where you can see everything gets mega hot, and everything's been hot down here for 30 plus years. I reflowed all of this high voltage area and the heat, the area with the most heat. So all these resistors, these transistors, have all been reflowed. You can probably see the solder where it's come right through. So fully reflowed it, bit of preventative maintenance, but yeah, the caps are original on the DMD driver board, but that is fine. And there's one here on the CPU, and where is it? Here. Not changed that. I didn't want to get the CPU out, just for that one capacitor, because I didn't want to lose my my scores. As you can see, I've got the remote battery holder alligator clipped on there. That's something for another day. At one point I'd like to properly solder that in, but right now I just don't want to risk them coming off and losing all my scores. So happy to leave that one alone for now. But the big one was literally this one, the big power driver board, where I had the leaky cap. We had the old, is it 15? Are they 15,000 microfarad? They're massive snapping caps. I wasn't getting any any 5-volt resets, nothing like that. But while I'm in here, I just wanted to get it done and know that it is done. So I haven't got to worry about that ever again, hopefully, in the time I own the machine. And obviously the soundboard, that's done. So yeah, I'm made up with that. Still a few a few other caps to do. Eventually I'll do the CPU. And under the playfield, there's the supercharger ramp. There's one capacitor on there, I think. A couple of other ones, but I'm going to do them as and when I next work on the game. So when I next do some jobs under the playfield, that's when I'll attempt, you know, to do those. I just wanted to get this back box area sorted out first. So yeah, that is Getaway, almost fully recapped, but all the main ones, most important ones are done. And then eventually I'll get a kit and do Indy 500. Thankfully I did check, there's no leaky caps in that one that I can see as yet. So that is the plan for that one next. At some point I will recap that one. But yeah, just made up that I've got the kit, got the desoldering station and soldering station now. I've practiced on my NES and SNES carts, and you know, as you may have seen in the previous videos, and I've worked my way up, you know, very quickly to getting brave and getting the pinball machines done. You know, I was really worried about damaging the boards because these are not cheap to replace. So I'm glad I've done it. So there we are. I'll leave it there, stop waffling, and yeah, I shall catch you again in another video soon. Take it easy.